Hey, good morning, everybody. It is Saturday morning, and I came back over to this job we did, oh boy, probably close to 10 days ago. We had cold temperatures, we had rainy days, so I just wanted the sidewalk to dry out. I wanted to bring a camera and bring this job home for you. I'm going to apply the Storm Gray Permateak, and I've done this quite a bit on the channel. But I know a lot of the viewers, and especially the newer viewers, haven't seen this process, and they also like to see the final steps and final product. So come on with me. I'll just do a quick video, and we'll finish this one up. Okay, so this is what we did, like I said, about 10 days ago. I like it when we do that for good crack protection, as well as just aesthetics. I think it looks real nice. And even though the sidewalk curves, you can see how straight our patterns look in there. It always looks good from up in the windows looking down on it. So we'll get this cleaned, give it a little scrub, get some of this dirt off it, and boy, those steps look good. Okay. We'll get the Permateak. I'll show you that right now. Also, for you future customers, this is how we try and leave our projects. We don't always get to do that, but we do try and tidy up a little bit and get ready for, some grass, some mulch. That way you can get a landscaper if you want, but in most cases the homeowners can take it from how we leave it. Okay. Okay, now I've done this many times in videos. Sprayer, I probably only need less than a half a sprayer full of material on this job, so I'll fill it up to about 3/4. On something like this, I don't want to run short and have to mix up a new batch. So always make sure you mix up enough plus a little bit. So right here. So that's good. Now, secondly, the material comes in these buckets. And just for the video, that's what I'm using right there. So, fill this up about halfway with some water. And then add your material. I like to put water in the container and then add the material. They give you a scooper. I usually use about 2 of these scooperfuls per sprayer full of material, sprayer full of water, and that's about 4 gallons, 3.5 to 4 gallons. I only had a scoop left in this bag, so I'll just use it all up. Okay. Set that aside. Now, what I started doing, let's just take the wand, give that a good mix. You can use a drill and a paddle, you can, a number of ways to mix it. It's really working right like that. So just give that a good mix for, 2 minutes, and let it dissolve. And then by the time you dump it in here, give that another mix. Then when you're done spraying, you won't see clumps of the material in the bottom of the sprayer. You're paying for the material, you might as well use it all. And I gave the patio a scrubbing, cleaning, and now it's just damp. You don't want to put this on completely dry. You want this material to flow into the pores of the concrete, into the lows, and make it look like a natural piece of slate. shut that water off. I'll be right back. Okay. Water's off. Everything's dissolved real good. I'll switch over to the head cam. I remember to turn it on. Sure, all dissolved on the bottom of the bucket. Pretty good. Here's some crumbs going around in there. Yeah, right there's some hard pieces. We'll let that go. Okay, so again, you can give out a little stir, but what I like to do here is give it a good shake. Shaken, not stirred. We are almost ready, guys. How can it not be mixed, right? Make sure we're all dissolved on the bottom of the bucket. Looks pretty good. I hear some crumbs going around in there. Yeah, right there's some hard pieces. We'll let that go. Okay, so again, you can give out a little stir, but what I like to do here is give it a good shake. Shaken, not stirred. We are almost ready, guys. How can it not be mixed, right? Lots of pressure in the sprayer. Just when you think you got enough, give it a couple more. And every time you set the sprayer down, give it a shake before you go to use it. Okay. Now you can see color. You can see how it's still saturated on there. Now just stand back and look at it. Doesn't that look sharp? Now this material is going to run down and gather right at the base of the step. So I come back with my broom and wipe that out. Just give it a minute to settle in. What did I say? Every time you go to use it, give it a shake. That way when you stop at the end, it matches the beginning. Our borders, ribbons. Doesn't that look sharp? So I'll come back tomorrow, being Sunday. I'm just working with the weather here. Tomorrow, the high, well, where are we at here? November 1st today. So tomorrow, November 2nd. Happy Halloween, everybody. Temperature is about 59 degrees for the warm at 1 o'clock. Hey, right when the Steeler game starts. So I'll come back here probably about halftime, and the concrete should be warm enough that I can get my sealer on. And then the sealer will be dry enough by the time we get down to, 35, 36 for the low. That's the plan. You can see them at the end of the walk, and everything's looking nice and uniform. Still puddling a little bit in the lows. You can see how that material just settles right in. Back and forth, up and down, circles, just wave it on there. Oh, what happened here, Tom? So just go ahead and wash that off a little bit. Nobody will ever know. So you can do these borders, I call them ribbons, across the middle. You can do those a couple of coats, get them a shade darker, or let them go and just everything blend together real nice. I just give them just a splash extra. I have plenty of material. Working my way back, you can see how you can walk on it. Doesn't matter, because I'm going to hit it all with a broom here in a second. This is a translucent color. You're not painting it on. All we're doing is antiquing. I don't think it could get any better than that. So with the black windows of the house, black shingles, there's a black metal roof above me here. I think they made the right color choice with the gray and the deep charcoal. Just looking at each rock, getting the color nice and uniformed on there. Yeah, this may be boring to somebody, but I love it. Love it. Get you a different angle in the sunlight. Well, it's kind of sunny out. Another border. Darken that up just a bump. And that's our heavy stone texture. I like the deep veining in it. We do our steps quite a bit in that texture, and nobody ever slips on those. What a great look. So my advice, if you're doing this, 1 or 2 coats and walk away. As this starts to dry, it looks all chalky and you think you missed a spot. That's why I'm looking at each individual stone while I'm doing it. Just get it on there. That looks great. Let the material do its job and just settle in. Thought it was gonna fall. Nice clean, soft bristle broom. You can just take the edge and wipe that right at the base side. Just ever so slightly. It didn't really happen here. I'm just showing you what I do. Now it settles real deep in here. It's okay. But I just like to pull that back just ever so slightly. Just giving it a blend. Yeah. I mentioned Halloween. Does everybody know it's my anniversary? Not the one you're thinking of. My concrete anniversary. I was 19 years old, so 43. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to turn the camera off, do the math. Yeah, 43 years ago was the first time I ever poured concrete. How about that? So shortly after that, I started my own company, and I've enjoyed it every single day. Pretty much every day. There's been a couple days I wish I didn't have to do. Okay. There we go. Let's look at it before I get on the road. See how it's just settling in there. These will also give us some crack relief. You notice how I had to put a saw cut, and I just did diagonal right through that one. Better than a big old crack going through there. And these ones I hid in the joints, but on the bends I had no choice. Okay, let's get cleaned up, head into the shop, and I finished up Sarah's doors, putting the final touches on them. A couple little obstacles on them. I'll show you that, and then we'll wrap it up for today. I tracked a little bit, got home. It was so nice out, I didn't want to just head into the shop on a Saturday. Started leaf blowing. All I have is that section there to go. Got down my Halloween decorations. Now I can head to the shop. I always feel so much better when I get the leaves. I leaf blow 3 different stations. I put it all over by the playground. I put it to the neighbor's property, my daughter, and then I put it into the woods there. So I don't have to push them very far. I think it looks really good once it's cleaned up. Probably have to do it one more time, maybe twice. Those big oak leaves, now they just fall all winter long. Okay, here I am in the shop. I know, don't say it. It's a mess in here, I get it. I had a bunch of filters delivered, did a heater review. I'm getting ready for my winter maintenance, so things are clogging up here a little bit. Plus I have this project going. So 2 of these doors, this is hinge side, and they're going to swing in as well as out. They're for my daughter-in-law's office. So glass will go here, one big sheet of glass. The last thing I have to do is weld this handle on. I made these handles just out of 3/4 inch. And Tom's giving me the number on it. I'm guessing it gets centered right here, but that might be a little bit too high for a handle. Probably, I'll measure the doorknob there and see what standard is. This might be the top and it comes down. So we'll take a look at that, get them tacked on, and get these things painted. I was trying to talk her into just doing the etched metal. Didn't that look nice? But their front door is a flat black, white and black color combination in their house, so they want these flat black as well. That'll look nice. I like it. So I'll get this wrapped up here. I wish I would have done more of the videoing of making this. It was a lot of fun cutting all the metal, welding it together, polishing it. I think I did pretty good. So I'll show you these here when I'm done and get the handles on. I wanted to make sure you could fit your fingers in there, so this is just sitting here. So this is top. I think we'll probably go with something like that. What are your thoughts? Where should I put them? If I put them up on the rail, now they're too close together that, yeah, the next handrail, you know, I mean, you wouldn't be able to get your fingers in it. They'd be too close like that. Boy, that was close. I almost welded the handle on the wrong side. I wanted my welded side out. I want the glass to go against the steel that's, I didn't put these tack welds on. I don't want the glass wedging on that, even though they're not very big. I didn't want it flexing and cracking. So welds go out, then I'm just gonna put a bead of caulking right down from 1 to 1. All right, that's where we want it, right here, centered on this diamond. My dot right here is 36 inches up. That matches that door handle, that matches Tom's front door. And it looks good. Let's go ahead and get it tacked up. How's that for a nice tack weld, huh? Good penetration, nice and even. A little bit of splatter here, I'll take those right off. Yes welder. I did a review on that last year, and my opinion, I think I mentioned this before too. My opinion, my review wasn't very well. I just wasn't familiar with the machine. I've used it a dozen times now, and I really like it. So if you need a little welder, it's portable, but it's also a good shop welder too. Check them out. Yes welder. See if it's something that you need in your workshop. Let's see here. I don't think I'm gonna put anything here. I just like the top and bottom tacks. I'll go ahead and get that polished. Okay, that goes off so I'm not screaming in the camera. Just ran my hand over everything. I don't want anything sharp on there. Nice and smooth. So I got a couple little things right there. Let's take care of those. Okay, that's it for today. Got it primered. Now I'll flip it over. These things use up a lot of paint trying to get full coverage on there. I used a whole can of primer just on one door. I got 3 cans. It should be enough. The other side, you know, these are 3/4 painted, so hopefully just a strip down there. I put it on pretty heavy. Settle in. Hey, maybe we'll just sitting that way, huh? And I got the fan going full blast. Even though it's just a paint can, you don't want to breathe those fumes in. All right, I'm gonna call it a day. We'll get this all primered and maybe get it installed this week. Fun project. I gotta make another one for Emily. Maybe I'll take some orders over the winter. Could you use a door?